Here in this text with which we grapple today, the disciples find themselves in the place whereby they are struggling to hold on to the reality because it feels like a memory. And in the midst of the epic psychological struggle to develop a sense of object permanence as relates to a brother beloved who was unjustly humiliated, publicly desecrated, and brutally executed, they shout aloud and in unison a plaintive refrain of inquiry. What should we do? What shall we do? What is we going to do? Jesus had been taken from them. They had lost him. And they had no idea how they were going to survive without him being present. Chapter 2 of the book of Acts begins with a rushing, mighty wind blowing violently with tornadic velocity through a multicultural gathering of God-fearing Jews from every nation. The writer is careful to point out that there were even some visitors from Rome in the house, which suggests to me that everybody was black or brown except the visitors. See, it's right there. All you got to do is look at it. After multiple readings of this text, however, and consulting with commentaries and examining the narrative, I must confess that I became perplexed. I found two questions in this chapter that beg to be addressed. Number 1, verse 12b, what does this mean? And number 2, verse 37, our verse of concentration, what shall we do? First, what does this mean? What does this mean is an excellent question because I have never grasped, and I don't know about you, but I've never grasped an understanding of glossolalia or speaking in tongues. I ain't never been able to figure it out. Now, I ain't gonna lie. I've been around people and I've been in spaces where I did it because I thought I knew what I was doing, but I knew I didn't. I was just doing it because other people were doing it. I looked at it, you know, I used to look at a lot of TVE and they be robo shakanabanda. And you know, and I just did it because they were doing it. They had a church full of people doing it, so I figured if I did it, I'd have a church full. Oh, shatamanda. I'm just being honest. After further research, I have concluded that this part of the Acts narrative is like many other parts of the biblical text. It's mere metaphor. It is representative or symbolic of something else. It means that this story may be pointing to the confusion and frustration present in the world of the writer after the loss of Jesus. The Roman Empire was falling. Just like this corrupt, racist, white supremacist, hegemonic, patriarchal, criminal enterprise known as America. It's crumbling, it's falling. The leader that they have in place is there to set it up for the fall. And he's doing an excellent job. The monetary system is in shambles. The political system is of no effect at this moment. You cannot trust the news. You cannot trust the media. The media and the government are the two things that are spoken of in the Constitution as being a constant. And you can't trust either one of them now. The empire is crumbling. The empire emerges out of the bowels of Europe, out of England in particular. And with Brexit occurring, and they don't know what to do with that, that's signaling that everything is falling apart. And America is directly connected to Britain. When Britain falls, America is next. And when I say fall, I'm talking about the systems that operate. And there are some new systems that are waiting to be operationalized. But the old ones got to fall first. The leaders were all corrupt. The systems that they created were corrupt because they corrupted and they created the systems. And the masses of people were suffering under the oppression of the wicked. Could it be that the rushing mighty wind was the truth that emerged into the consciousness of the people as they began to get woke and understand that everybody was being victimized by this dirty-ass cracker system of oppression? Could it be that different varieties and cultures of black and brown people, and even some poor white folks, started coming together, unifying and doing the work of resisting, dismantling, and ultimately destroying the false walls and boundaries that kept them separated from each other? Could it be that the execution of Jesus was the final act of aggression that they were willing to tolerate, and they then decided to come together as one so that they could do something different in order to get a different outcome? What does this mean? What does this mean? I don't know for sure. But will you stay with me while I continue to struggle to figure it out? Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Bring it on.
For Peter, this precocious disciple, this was the perfect time to break out into a sermonic speech defending the morality of the persons gathered and promoting the prophecy of Joel, which proclaims that everybody, women, men, the old, the young, even the enslaved, should have a respected voice in this new creation of God. Yeah. Verses 17 and 18 read, in the last days it will be, God declares, that I will pour out my spirit upon all flesh. Somebody shout, all flesh. All flesh, and your sons and your daughters shall prophesy, and your young men shall see visions, and your old men shall dream dreams. Even upon my slaves, both men and women, in those days I will pour out my spirit, and they shall prophesy. No, we ain't drunk. And we ain't tripping when we suggest that this wicked empire based upon white supremacy patriarchy must fall. We ain't drunk. We ain't tripping when we say that this country is an illegal criminal enterprise. We're just speaking truth. It's the reality. No, we're not drunk and we ain't tripping. God Almighty is doing a new thing through the power of sweet black Jesus, our African Messiah, that will transform the religious, academic, political, economic, and social reality of suffering people around the world. You just so happen to be living at a time when it's taking place. It's going down, children. It's going down. Facebook is a multi-billion-dollar industry. But they had no idea that we was going to use it to unify. They had no idea that it'll be black Twitter. They just put Twitter. They had no idea that we was going to turn it into black Twitter. They had no idea that we would use Instagram as a medium through which we can spread ideas that lead us toward freedom. Just like they never thought that you was going to take one turntable, get another turntable, put a mixer in the middle of it, and then use the doggone turntables as if they was drums or some other kind of percussive instrument. They never intend for us to use their inventions for us to get free and to use creatively for our own means. If we pull together, there is nothing outside of our ability to accomplish. Can you say amen to that? Amen. I am yet unclear about much of that which is contained in the following verses, except that Peter makes the connection between what he describes as the prophecy of David, the ancestor, the black king of a nation of black followers, to a black man named Jesus, who was executed but yet lived as an indelible image burned into the hearts and the minds of those who loved him. Can you say object permanence?
Object permanence.
That's where we've been going. That's where I've been headed the whole time. What they had to do was call upon the image that was burned in their hearts to pull them out of their depression. So they will remember that there is a Jesus, that Jesus might have been executed. They saw it with their own eyes on the hill. They saw it. But they could believe that he still existed because they had a mental representation. And I don't know what happened to Jesus' body. The Bible ain't even clear. They got two different stories. One say he resurrected and went up to heaven. Then it say he came back, walked around, and walked through the walls. And some people need that mystical, magical kind of thing so you can feel that that's holy. See, I don't need that to believe in Jesus, the African Messiah. I don't need my Jesus to walk through no wall.
Right.
Maybe that's what you need. And that's okay if that's what you need. I'm just saying, that ain't what I need. Jesus got just as much power. Jesus still got all power in the palm of his hand, because what Jesus has done is been burned into our hearts. Do you see? And that's the spirit of liberation that guides us. When we think about, they keep on trying to tell us about Calvary, Jesus shed his blood for everybody. No, that ain't what Jesus said he came to do. Jesus said he came but to the lost of the tribe of Judah. Jesus was very specific about who he came to see about. Now what the disciples did is come along later and expand it. This is a part of the expansion. What we're reading right here, right now.